When we last saw our heroes, Matthew was stupid and opened the door to my friends and didn't think about what was going to happen when he did that. Just what did you think was going to happen, Matthew? What did you think was going to happen? So now we get to find out what happens when my girlfriends, they're not my girlfriends yet, but I can dream. Find out that five demon men have moved into my house. The world around me stopped as Suzu and Naomi kept their eyes on Matthew, who merely stared back in fear and embarrassment. I could feel the air go from warm to freezing in a matter of seconds.
Hi?
I could not believe this was happening. How was I going to explain this? This week was already bad enough. To make matters worse, I was frozen in place. Please, for God's sake, someone do something other than stand there.
Who are you?
Suzu, let me explain.
What's going on here?
Who's at the door, Matthew?
Oh, God, you didn't all have to come. Oh my God. Oh, I didn't start my timer. Shit. Soon the other incubi appeared in the lobby with us. This situation was not getting pretty. I had to think fast. I can't say they're my brothers. That's stupid.
Then why did one of them open the door?
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Shit. Can I?
What's
Oh, I can. I can go back. Oh, no, I can't. I can't choose. Okay.
Then why
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
It was no use. There was no time to lie to them. I felt helpless. Then I felt a hand on my shoulder and felt the tension in my body almost fade away. I turned my head to see James smile at me before stepping in front of me.
We must apologize, ladies. We know the situation must be confusing for everyone. Let's take this to the dining room and we'll explain everything.
I stared at James wide-eyed. Was he going to tell them who they were? Everything seemed surreal. Before I knew it, I was led to the dining room along with Suzu and Naomi and sat across from their confused gazes. As Naomi and Suzu sat down, Eric and Matthew placed their untouched plates of food in front of them, surprising their guests.
Whoa, this looks amazing!
Thank you!
Our pleasure, ladies. We hope you enjoy your meal.
You stay the fuck away from my friends, Eric. You stay the fuck away from them.
Make sure you dig in!
I looked at Naomi and Suzu as they began to eat, visibly enjoying every bite they placed in their mouth. Hopefully the food would ease their minds for whatever James wanted to reveal. As Naomi and Suzu ate their impromptu meals, James and the other boys stood behind my chair, making me grow more red in the face. Don't do that. That's weird.
So, Anderson, are you gonna tell us what's going on?
Well, you see, Gently, James placed a hand on my shoulder again, signaling me just to eat my food. As I began to eat, he spoke to Naomi and Suzu.
We are Miss Anderson's house servants.
Good one.
We were hired by her late grandfather to help around the mansion, but since he has passed, we now assist Miss Anderson with living on her own.
Fast thinking, James. I can appreciate that in a man.
That makes sense. It's such a huge house.
A huge house for a wonderful princess such as Miss Anderson deserves the greatest of servants to care for it.
Shut the fuck up.
But why are you all dressed so casually and stuff? Aren't servants supposed to have uniforms or whatever?
Well, Miss Anderson allows us to get comfy while we work, so she lets us wear casual clothes.
Yeah, something like that.
We're sorry if we made the situation awkward earlier.
We're very sure that Miss Anderson is also still getting used to having us as her servants. It would be very hard to explain after just a day.
I guess.
So, if I may ask, what brings you two ladies here?
You are not allowed to speak to my friends, Eric. You're not allowed to breathe around my friends.
Well, we wanted to see how our friend was doing. Since it's the weekend and all, usually we hang out and just chill.
Yeah, like going to the arcade and stuff.
Or the Pink Lady Cafe.
There's an arcade?
That makes a lot of sense, ladies. Well, we don't wish to disturb you any further than we have, so we'll take our leave and start preparing the house.
Huh? Preparing for what?
We gotta prep the house for some sort of housewarming party thing.
Our princess's parents requested a housewarming party to be held here soon.
I hate him. And by soon, they mean tonight.
Oh, well, I guess we can help out or something. Right, Naomi?
I thought you wanted to go to the arcade.
This housewarming thing is more important.
No, I want to go to the arcade and the cafe with you too.
No need. We can handle it. If you'd like to, miss, you can go out with your friends while we handle things here.
Seriously?
Sam, not now.
Well, I wanted to help out, but at the same time, I wanted to go out with my friends. James gave me a look of understanding, letting me know that if I left, everything would be okay. I had to make a decision. Alright, I am gonna make a save point. I'm gonna make another save point there. You know what? Fuck you guys. I'm going to see.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. I trust these guys to be able to work everything out.
Thank you for trusting us, miss.
We'll have everything done for you by the time you return home.
I'm sorry, but I'm gunning for Naomi. Naomi is the cutest one here.
All right, we'll wait here while you go get your things.
I was strangely relieved to know that everything was going to be okay while I was gone from the house. I trusted the guys enough to do everything they could for this house party, so my mind focused itself on hanging out with my friends. I would not trust these men to do that. You just said earlier that they don't even know that it's not okay to break into houses. So, but it's okay. That's okay. Naomi and Suzu are more important. Eventually, I was out the door, walking toward Naomi's car with Naomi and Suzu. Suzu grabbed the entire back seat as I took the passenger's side. Naomi started the car and drove off towards the city. It was nice driving out with my friends. After all that had happened, it was good to just go out and forget my troubles.
Well, since we got you out of the house, we might as well go to the mall and walk around a bit. We did just eat breakfast after all.
Yeah, that was a good meal though.
Could have had more flavor, in my opinion.
Suzu, you eat chili peppers when you're bored. Everything you eat always needs more flavor.
I love you guys. Shit.
Suzu, you eat chili peppers.
Could have had...
Please teach me, Suzu.
You just need to eat spicy food all the time. You gotta tame your mouth.
I wanna know, I really wanna know what those symbols mean.
Tame your mouth? Really,
Because
Suzu?
that was a different symbol. Sounds difficult.
Anyways, after the mall, what do you want to do? We could go to the Pink Lady Cafe and chill out with Kay. I'm sure she'd love the company.
But we have to stop by the arcade. They have this new game out called Orion. You get to control this guy named Isaku, and you're part of the rebel forces, and you get to shoot things, and there's robots, and...
Sheesh, we get it, Suzu, we get it. We'll go to the arcade.
Which one first, though? You know how popular Kay is. She'll be swamped with customers later in the day.
I'd rather go in the late afternoon. She has better options during the last hour of the cafe.
So basically after the arcade?
You figured me out so quickly, Patterson.
What did I tell you about using my last name?
Well, let's go to... I'll go to cafe. I've been in quarantine for so long, I want to go to a fucking cafe. We hit the mall and walked around a bit, as we planned, before driving over to the Pink Lady Cafe. It was a small, home-style cafe with a lot of pink. And when I say a lot of pink, I mean a lot of pink. Oh, I wish I was there right now. The cafe was crowded, but we definitely caught Kay's attention as we walked in.
Hey girls, hey! Oh my gosh, I'm so happy to see you! Have a seat, I'll be with you in a minute, okay?
And there she is, as busy as usual.
Told you we should have gone to the arcade first.
Naomi glared at Suzu before leading us to a table to sit at. Suzu sat across from me as Naomi sat to my side. After a couple seconds settling into our seats, Kay slid into the empty fourth seat with a smile.
So, how's everything been?
Crazy.
Life's always crazy with you. But I can tell Suzu's not happy to be here. That kind of breaks my heart, you know.
Can I romance Kay? She's kind of hot, I'm not gonna lie. Suzu smirked and gently punched Kay in the shoulder, making Kay laugh. Naomi and I chuckled at the sight. Kay and Suzu were like sisters, wild and crazy. However, Kay didn't have any known relatives, so it was always nice to see her connect with Suzu.
How about you, Naomi? Have you figured out your problems?
No, and now's not the time to talk about them, Kay.
Can I help you with your problems, Naomi?
Naomi keeping secrets from us? That's a first.
She holds more than secrets, I'll tell you that much.
fan of this picture. Not a fan of this picture. Don't worry about it, Naomi. You can tell us on your own time. Naomi stared at me briefly before smiling in relief and happiness.
Thanks.
Kay giggled as Susie rolled her eyes and groaned. Eventually, the four of us just started to chat and talk about random events that happened to us. I decided not to speak about the boys and just focused on school. Truly, though, it was relaxing to feel somewhat human again, without thinking about incubi or anything of that sort. Simple young adult problems were already enough for me to handle. We eventually lost track of time and wound up staying longer than we expected, making us unable to stop at the arcade before going home to dress for the housewarming party. Kay, as much as she wanted to come, had other plans but wished us the best. The hour of the house party had arrived. In my mind, I kept double and triple checking the essentials for the party. Knowing my dad, he invited his business partners and the executives of Anderson Company to show me off. I stood in front of my mirror in my room, staring at my form as a million thoughts ran through my head. It wasn't just a housewarming party, but at the same time it wasn't. It was my chance to show my dad I was better than his expectations. It was a chance for me to see my parents as a woman. It was my test to see if I was really ready to live on my own. Well, not truly alone. I had the incubi to thank, but even so, I didn't have my dad guiding me or my mom helping me through living alone. A knock on my door broke my thoughts, surprising me. Who is it?
Hey, are you okay in there? Your parents should be here soon, so you should hurry getting ready.
Well, I'm ready, but...
But what? I'm sure you look fine, Anderson. Just come on out.
All right. As soon as I opened the door to the hall, I watched as Naomi's and Susie's faces turned from smiles to complete awestruck stares. What?
Dude, you look hot.
Thank you.
Yeah, you look amazing. Where did you get that dress?
Oh, I want to dance with you, Naomi. I've had it for a while. I just never had the chance to wear it. I figured I might as well bring it out now. As I stepped out of my room and closed my bedroom door behind me, as I walked down the hall to the grand lobby, the incubi stood waiting for me at the bottom, all dressed to the nines as proper servants. Where did you guys get those? Where did you get them?
Whoa! They really know how to dress well, don't they?
Get those. God, I fucking hate that suit. I really like Eric's suit, but I hate Eric. Yeah. I was slightly taken aback on how great the boys looked in uniform. Each had the poise of a perfect gentleman, even Sam. I slowly began to climb down the steps with Suzu and Naomi behind me. The boys watched as I descended the staircase one step at a time, like knights waiting for their princess. I felt my face slightly flush, but I quickly shook my head to try and regain my thoughts. As I reached the last step, James offered his hand out to me and walked me down that final step, smiling.
As beautiful as a princess, miss.
Thank you. I'm sorry, but Naomi is standing next to me and Susie's on the other side, and they're both super hot, so I'm not paying attention to you right now.
So, are you prepared for tonight?
I didn't feel confident at all. Something about tonight frightened me. I couldn't tell if it was fear of my dad or the guests that Dad surely invited, but something about tonight's party left me beyond nervous. The other boys smiled assuringly at me, which made me feel a little better about everything. I looked at my phone and marked the time. Almost right on cue, the doorbell rang. I gulped. What time are we at? I could practically feel my dad's aura from behind the door. Sam and Eric quickly rushed to the door and opened the double doors wide to reveal my parents, both dressed in their best. Hi, Mom. Hey, Dad.
Oh my, I didn't know your bequeathment came with servants.
It was probably overlooked. Besides, who would deny good service?
He's taking this quite well. I was completely shocked. My parents didn't question the boys, didn't ask for verification or anything. You're just totally okay with 5 strange men living in a house with your daughter. That checks, actually. You're a shitty dad. I looked at the boys and noticed Sam and Eric staring intently at my parents. Were they using their powers on them? They had to be. There was no way they'd be okay with this otherwise.
I guess the servants counted as belongings to the house.
Oof. Oof. That's straddling some... Oh. Oof. You could have said that better, please. My mother quickly rushed to me and gave me a large hug. I hugged her back, inhaling her perfume. It had only been a couple of days, but living away from the ones who raised me was hard. My mother soon let me go and looked at my outfit.
gorgeous. You look so lovely. David, look at your daughter and tell her I'm right.
I looked to my dad, who was looking around the lobby like an inspector. I stood my ground, waiting for him to look at me. When he did, he let a small smile grace his lips.
Your mother's right. You look like you're all grown up.
Oh, fuck you. The world around me stopped as my heart pounded hard in my chest. Did my dad just compliment me? On his own accord? My mother was grinning ear to ear at his words. I was beyond speechless. Thank you, Daddy. However, his cold face quickly returned as he began to look around once again.
I assume that you're ready, then, to impress the rest of the guests, correct?
You have sprung this on me so quickly. My grandfather died 2 days ago. What do you mean?
The entire board from Anderson Toys is coming tonight. Even the vice chairman's son will be coming. All of them will be measuring your potential.
Is the vice chairman's son, is he going to be an option? Is he going to be the secret sixth option? My potential?
To become CEO of the company.
Oh, fuck that. No. No. I'm not a class traitor. I knew it. Something was off about tonight, and now this party had become much more than I anticipated. I gulped silently, but I nodded in response. I looked to the incubi, but they were continuing to be servants for my father's approval. I looked behind me and saw Naomi and Suzu raise their thumbs at me for encouragement. I let out a small breath before feeling my body accept the situation. I felt a weight in my gut, but I had to hide it. As if time zoomed forward, all of a sudden the main hall of the lobby was full of guests. Men and women in formal or business attire showed up to meet me and see my new home. I didn't expect so many to come, but I was once again surprised that night. I shook hands with many officials and executive members, putting on the professional face my dad trained me to have. I felt overwhelmed, but I hid it well behind a small smile and handshake. Many even asked me questions. I tried my best to reply as maturely as possible. I had to remember, say what they want to hear, not what you want to say.
So, how do you feel living on your own at such a young age?
I'm so sorry about your grandfather passing away.
I didn't pick anything.
So.
I'm so sorry about your grandfather passing.
I didn't want to pick that one.
I'm so sorry about your grandfather passing away. It really hit all of us hard.
Thank you for your
Do you
condolences.
have college plans?
Yes. I felt like the questions came one after the other. It was tough to answer some of them because they weren't about me. They were about the company.
What do you think will happen with the company now that your grandfather has passed?
Oh, I don't fucking know. I didn't pick anything. It'll get back.
What do you think of the philanthropic policy the company has?
Do you think the company should expand from just toys?
Oh, God. I don't think that makes any sense. Eventually, the questions stopped, and I was back to being by myself. Naomi and Suzu were mingling in the crowds, and the incubi were just doing their jobs, so I was all alone in a room full of strangers. It was unnerving to think about, but at least I wasn't being questioned left and right anymore. Suddenly, though, my mom pushed her way through the crowd to me, bringing along someone I didn't know.
Honey, I'd like to introduce you to someone. This kind gentleman is the son of the vice chairman.
He's kind of cute, I guess. He's got kind of dead eyes. With my mother stood a man who looked only a couple years older than me. He smiled and held out his hand to me, silently asking for my hand.
Hi, I'm Andrew Lewis. It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss Anderson.
I think he is an option. I'll be nice. As I placed my hand in his, he raised it to his lips and kissed over my knuckles. I felt my face burn slightly at the gesture. Andrew smiled at me before releasing my hand.
I'm honored to be invited here.
My mother smiled at both of us, which made me slightly concerned. Why was she excited to introduce me to Andrew?
So, you organized this party very well, Miss Anderson.
I'll be polite.
You're welcome. Praise is very much deserved.
Andrew then chuckled nervously, bringing up a soft fist to his lips to cover his laugh properly before smiling at me. He's boring. I don't like him.
I'm sorry if I seem a little forward. I've just been excited to meet Harold Anderson's granddaughter.
Huh? Why?
He used to talk about you all the time in the office on how you helped him refine his toys. I only attended meetings and heard all of the stories. You've helped a lot with the success of the company without having to actually work there.
Oh, wow. I didn't know he talked about me. That would explain everyone's fascination with me and their rather personal questions. I looked to Andrew, who had a kind face to me. Some of the wording in this is really weird. Something about him seemed off, and I didn't know what it was. He seemed to be hiding something. Whether it was good or bad, I was not able to find out. I felt someone walk up beside me, causing me to turn to them. Next to me was my dad, giving his cold stare to Andrew, who suddenly became tense.
So, you're Jared's son.
Andrew's body twitched slightly. Whether it was fear or insult, Andrew locked eyes with my father. I couldn't help feel the tension between them. It irked me how fragile the air had become, enough to break at the wrong word.
You're the one who wants to be the next CEO of the Anderson Company.
He can have it, I don't want it.
Well...
I stared at Andrew. This guy wanted to take my grandfather's place as CEO? I thought the vice chairman wanted the position.
David, leave the poor boy alone.
I'm merely testing the boy's conversational skills. Nothing wrong with that.
That's not how you start a conversation.
Of course not, sir.
And polite as well. Interesting.
If you'll excuse me.
Quickly, Andrew retreated away from my family into the crowd of people. I'll make another save. Will I actually go back? I probably won't. I kind of want to square up with my dad. I kind of want to see what Andrew's deal. I'm not that interested in Andrew. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not that interested in him. I don't know, why would I go after him? I'll just stay here. I watched as he disappeared into the crowd towards the back of the house. I was worried, but I gave him his space. He obviously needed it.
He's not CEO material.
I want to square up with my dad.
That's because you practically interrogated the young man.
A little questioning shouldn't have bothered him. He's obviously not ready for any title in our company.
I bit my tongue. I didn't want to make a scene with my dad. One wrong word and he'd lecture me in front of everyone. That was not something I wanted at my housewarming party. I let out a sigh before looking at the clock. It was getting close to midnight, meaning the party was going to end soon. I lowered my gaze out the window and saw a limo pull up. Huh? Whose limo is that?
Oh, that must be Lewis's car.
I'll go get him. Stay with your father so you can escort your guests out together.
Yes, Mom. My mother left my dad and left me to slowly escort the guests out. My dad held a simple smile as he thanked each person for coming. I did the same. Andrew quickly passed the doors before I could speak. I probably should have gone after him in the interest of story. Eventually, only Suzu, Naomi, my parents, and the incubi were left. My dad suddenly walked over and placed a hand on my shoulder with a smile. I stared up at him, a wave of confusion washing over my face. What?
You did good tonight. I'm proud.
Oh, thank you, Dad.
Keep it up, and you'll be a good CEO.
Oh, right.
All right. Your mother and I have to leave.
Yeah,
Sure,
Chief
Naomi and
Unlocked. Dad
Suzu need to leave
approves.
as well. Just because it's Saturday doesn't mean you should stay up all night.
I'm gonna do it. Oh, right.
Thanks for having us.
Please
It was
stay.
a great party.
Please stay overnight. Please, please. Girls' night, girls' night, girls' night.
We'll come visit tomorrow or something.
Let's watch some
All right?
movies, please. Watch the movies, the popcorn. And, I don't know, play Truth or Dare or some shit. How do you do it at sleepovers? I haven't had a sleepover in years. Right, see ya.
Good night, sweetie. Come visit us soon.
Will do. All four of my remaining guests left the building, all but my dad waving back to me. With the last of the guests gone, I sighed and sat on the staircase, exhausted. Phew, that was tiring.
It's not like you had to do any work, though.
Shut up, Sam.
Give her a break, man. She was getting interrogated left and right.
It's called emotional labor, Sam. Not that you would know anything about that.
She handled herself the best she could.
As expected, Princess.
You're not allowed to speak to me.
Since you're exhausted, why not head to bed? We can clean up.
Hush, Sam.
Are you guys sure?
Positive. It shouldn't take long.
Ho ho ho! It didn't take long to find you little shits after all.
Oh god, shit. Okay, I was gonna stop after the party was over, but I guess I gotta commit to see what this is all about. I could stop here and leave. No, I want to keep going. I felt a hot shudder run down my spine. The voice from my dreams echoed through the air to my ears. I looked around, panicked, alongside the incubi. James placed a hand on my shoulder, trying to remain calm.
Don't worry. No one will hurt you.
Are you sure? Are you really sure?
All of us shot our heads towards the doors, finally pinning down the direction of the voice. The doors quickly swung open, revealing a sight I would have never expected to see. What? Why does he look like a bad tiefling, O.C.? Skin red as blood, eyes black and gold piercing into mine, roughened up clothes and a pistol in his hand. I saw a monster. No, what you see there is a tiefling cosplayer with some bad body paint and circle lenses. This is the villain? This is the antagonist? Oh shit, okay. Oh my god, okay. Okay. I know she has the same weird body paint issue, but that's kind of sexy. I'm not gonna lie, that's a little sexy. I covered my...
Aw, what's the matter, boy?
I covered my mouth not to scream at the sight. Dried blood covered the bandana around his neck as he smirked at me and the boys around me. Beside the red-skinned man was a similar-looking woman in matching thug-like clothes.
Aw, what's the matter, boys? You really didn't think I wouldn't find you, did you?
I hoped you would, you piece of...
All of a sudden, the man raised his gun at Sam's face and instantly pulled the trigger. Wow, 0 to 100. We all gasped in shock, instinctively expecting to see a bullet run through Sam's face, but...
What the fuck?
What?
What should have been a headshot ended with a loud but empty blank shot. The pistol echoed its empty shots as the man grew more and more pissed, pulling the trigger over and over in aggravation. Luckily for my ears, it became quieter after its first shot.
Why the fuck won't you work?
This place is protected.
What did you say, Shrimp?
This place has a seal, protecting it from hellborn magic.
What the fuck is that supposed to mean? Ah!
The man growled and threw his gun at Sam, who was able to dodge it in time. The pistol bounced off the ground a couple of times before sliding further away, hitting the wall in the final stop. As it stopped moving, the gun faded into a black flame that disappeared into the air.
The previous owner had this place protected by magic, Malix.
Malix. That was his name. His existence resonated in my memory from the dream I had. However, I looked to Matthew in the same confusion as Malix did. This place is protected by magic?
It would seem that your grandfather had some sort of protective barrier around this house. From the looks of it, it only disables hellborn magic.
Then why could they use their incubus powers on me? Malix's face grew to that of extreme anger, his fist tightening as if he were crushing a stress ball.
What's stopping me from dragging your asses out and shooting you then?
Out of pure instinct, I stepped forward and placed myself between Malix and the boys. With no power, Malix wasn't going to fight. I took that chance to stand up to him instead of being powerless like I was in the dream. Oof. Oof, all good options. I'm partial to just saying fuck off. I'm gonna get the fuck out of my house. That's powerful. Malix growled at me, walking straight up to me and leaning close to my face. I glared back, feeling my courage skyrocket.
Since when does a little stain like you give orders to a guy who can rip your pretty little head from your body?
Don't make me suplex you. I'm a black belt. You really don't think, do you? If you kill me, you'd be hunted down by more than just the police.
You little... You little...
Ooh, this is okay. We're gonna make another save slot. That's what these slots are for making lots of them.
You...
I ducked underneath Malix's incoming hand. I stared at his hand and his black flames tattoo in surprise as I took a couple steps back from Malix. Matthew and Damien stepped in front of me, guarding me from Malix with their arms. I got a achievement for that. Can't catch me.
A quick one. I'm liking you more and more.
I don't like that.
Back off, Malix!
Don't start acting tough, you pathetic excuse of a demon. You need more protection than her.
Shut up!
Oh, did I make little Matthew cry? Why don't you just grow a pair?
Balls are actually statistically worse at, they're easier to hurt than anything else in the body, so maybe don't grow a pair. You don't want a pair. It's a liability.
Enough, Malix.
The woman, who had been standing in silence the whole time, planted a firm hand on Malix's shoulder. Malix looked back to her with a growl and a glare that could kill.
Since when did you get the guts to speak out of place?
We both know you've never controlled me. I want them dead just like you do. But now's not the time.
What did I get myself into?
Fuck off! I know what I'm doing.
What did I put myself in the middle of?
Do you? Even if you did fight them, there's 5 against 2. We never win.
Shut up!
Let's go, Malix! We're wasting our time!
Call me. The two growled at each other. If they could have used their magic, I could sense that fire would glow from under their teeth. Malix grunted and glared at the boys. He pointed at James, wanting so badly to use his fingers like a knife.
Just wait, pretty boys. We'll get you and fuck you up real good.
They're not pretty, though. Then Malix turned to me, moving his finger to point directly between my eyes.
And don't think you're safe. Step outside. I dare you.
Shut up. With that, Malix and the woman walked out of the mansion. The doors closed behind them, leaving the boys and I alone once again. I felt my knees give out from under me, forcing the boys to quickly turn to catch me.
Whoa, whoa! Are you alright?
Yeah. Why was he here?
He's been closely tracking us. Our blood trail from the forest must have led him here.
We should have stopped him and finished it here.
For once, Matthew, I agree with you.
I stood up and rubbed my arms, feeling the goosebumps Malix left behind on me. I couldn't stop myself from shivering in fear of his words. Malix, was he a demon?
That son of a bitch is not a demon. He's a devil.
What's the difference? A devil? There's a difference?
Yes. Demons come from a different plane of existence called the Abyssal Planes. Devils, however, come from one of the 7 circles of a place humans know as hell. Despite us not being human, we are very different creatures.
That's so stupid. Okay, well that's why they can use their magic in my house, though.
We actually have brains, for one. Devils always like to cause trouble and try to kill or torture others for their own enjoyment. Demons, like us, know when to use our powers and when not to. We're not stupid.
You use them on me.
Devils follow orders from higher-ups in their order, and their power only comes from their connection to hell. Demons all have free wills and don't rely on where they came from to use their powers.
This was all so confusing. Demons and devils and magic all existed, and I happened to land in the middle of it. What do we do?
You're safe. You've been protected as well.
What?
What Damien's saying is that the magic that protects this place also protects you.
Your grandfather must have cast it when you last saw him or something of that nature. We can sense its aura around your body.
I couldn't believe my ears. It was the 3rd day of surprises, and this one took the cake in being the most surprising. I felt my head spin once again. What did I get myself into?
Miss, please don't worry. We'll find a way to train ourselves and become stronger to finally finish this feud.
I'll kick his ass right now.
Until then, we'll protect you as much as we can. If Malix comes back, we'll be here for you.
But what about going outside? Won't he?
Like we said, you have a protection spell on you. Even if Malix attacks you, he won't be able to use his magic on you. He'd be just like any other human you can fight back against.
Oh good, I can cave his head in then.
Didn't you say you knew Taekwondo?
Well, yeah. I felt somewhat relieved that I was mostly safe from Malix, Still, I could not help but feel very nervous and apprehensive about the future. The boys were safe here to train and become stronger, but what if Malix did the same? Even more so, I was lost by how my grandfather knew about magic. I had to find out. At least I had time. Alright, oh, I got an achievement unlocked. Green apples. I don't know what that means. Alright, I'm gonna end this episode here. We've got a lot of information to work with now. Got a couple more achievements. And, yeah. I think the game's growing on me a little bit more. I still am not super feeling the art style, to be completely honest. The boys are still not very attractive. The only one that's really, like, grabbing me is Damien, and I'm still 100%, I'm gunning straight for Naomi right now, because I think she's the cutest option. But this has gone on for about 35 minutes now, so I'm going to call it here. Thank you for watching. If you've gotten this far, thank you. You're very powerful, and I envy your power, I guess. Thank you all so much for watching. This has been Seduce Me, and I will see you guys next time.